Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
Trump lit.
What's up, Rashad?
Yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs. Now, without further ado, let's get into it, bro. Man, so last night I was in a very emo mood, and I was just really in my feelings, bro. I was really in my feelings because one of the I want to say this. I have no problem with Donatello. I want to make sure that's out there. That's on record. That's on wax, just for the future or whatever. If anything pops up, years down the line, I just want people to know I have no issue with Lil Donatello. I really like Lil Donatello. He's one of the reactors that I watch, streamer reactors and stuff. And I've been rocking with Donatello, watching his streams for the greater part of the last year, the Fisher family. I'm a Fisher up in New York. And Donatello, he's really transitioned into doing a lot of IRL streams. And all of his IRL streams, they usually, if it's not meeting some bigger streamers and being at an event where the lit streamers are and giving his point of view, it is giving back. And he said that's the main thing he wants to do with this platform is give back to the less fortunate and provide those experiences to other people in his community and to the kids, all of those things. Great stuff. And so one time he was IRL at the Clover meetup, and you could tell he was kind of like trying to manage being out there dolo. He said he was supposed to have a cameraman, but the cameraman didn't show up. And he kind of joked about it in the chat. And so he gets to the event and he's still fumbling around with the tripod, all of that stuff. And someone comments, "You need a streaming backpack." And me, being a creator, I'm trying to give perspective on, he can't just get a $30,000 streamer backpack. He doesn't even have a dependable cameraman out there, to be out there with him. Like, let's take baby steps here. Like, let's get a cameraman to hold the tripod, to hold the phone. You can stream like that. He has some mic. He has all the other equipment. And then, you do a few streams like that, IRL. Now you can move up to the streaming backpack and et cetera, et cetera. She was like, yeah, I know it's 30K. I know all about his business, this and that. I know all the ins and outs. I know what's going on more than you know. I'm like, okay, like, you ain't had to come up on me like that. Like, this won't even that type of, I'm just saying, I feel like you're trying to skip a few steps here. So then she goes, I'm his wife. And I said, okay. And I was like, he obviously needs help out here, though, because he's fumbling around trying to hold the tripod, trying to figure out the internet connection, trying to read the chat on his other phone. Like, it's a lot going on right now. And then she says something. I forgot what she said after that. But I was like, if you're his wife, like, why aren't you just out there with them? Like, instead of in the chat telling him more things he needs to buy, why aren't you just out there helping your husband? She says, because I'm back home taking care of his kids, dummy. I'm going to make you look dumb every single time. This is it. I was like, oh, it ain't got to be all that. So then Donatello, he said, oh, what's going on in the chat? He kind of like glared over a little bit. And then he just saw a random kid in line. And he gave that kid, he said, I'm going to pay you. Would you be the cameraman? And he had a cameraman for the rest of the time. After that was probably a few weeks ago. Donatello hasn't acknowledged any of my comments. He skips over every single one of my chats. I tried to set up talks with him. I tried to get him on camera. I tried to all of these things and say, Donatello, it ain't no smoke. I respect you. It wasn't anything disrespectful with your wife. It wasn't anything disrespectful with your family. It ain't no problem on my end, bro. But him ignoring my chats and ignoring my comments and ignoring my reach outs to even chop it up as men and clarify the situation, any misunderstandings, him ignoring those, it really affected me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I said, I was in an emo mood last night because I really rock with Donatello's content. Like, I really rock with Donatello's content, his chat, everything like that. So, what I mean? So it was just, dang, bro, there's really Like, you ain't even gonna give me a chance to say my side of the story and come to a resolution and be like, oh, okay, it's all good, bro. You good in my book, or have me apologize to the wife, and we set up something like that. You're not even gonna give me the chance to do that. So that's just like, it's just forget you forever, and I'm gonna just ignore you and freeze you out, give you the cold shoulder. That really hurt, and then it got to a deeper point, and it was just like, why am I yearning so much for human validation? Why am I yearning so much for acceptance by a man? And that was just a deeper question that I kind of like end up asking myself. And obviously it came from God as well, of just like, why are you yearning so much for acceptance by man and fellow flawed beings? Donatello's just a man, just like I am, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we are all flawed beings, bro. Like, he's doing what he feels is best for him and his family, and I have to do what's best for my mental health. I have to move on in the situation. And like everybody always, it's so easy to be like, oh, rock with those who rock with you, and it's so much easier to say, oh, who cares what others think? But I think naturally I legitimately do care what other people think, and I do want to be accepted and liked by as many people as possible. I have so many people that love me, that support me, and instead of focusing on those folks, a lot of times in life, all of us as humans, we can focus on the one or two people who are not rocking with us. And that could tear you down, bro, if you spend too much time looking at that stuff. So I say all of that, and I set it up with the sleep part of this title, because I just went to sleep. I just went to sleep, and I was really tired, and I was going to take a nap and then stream in the middle of the night. But I was like, you know what? I turned off those alarms after a while, because I was tossing and turning with the thought of like, I got to stream in a couple hours. Got to stream, can't oversleep. I just turned off those alarms, and I was like, bro, I'm going to just sleep for the rest of the night. This was like around 10 p.m. last night. So I turned off all my alarms, and I went to sleep, bro. And I woke up about 6, brushed my teeth, got ready, and reacted to some stuff on shorts. And now I'm here on stream. So I say all of that to say, when I woke up, I felt so normal. My nervous system felt regulated again. I felt cool, calm, collected. I wasn't worrying about anything, any of the stuff that I was worried about last night before I went to sleep. And I thank God for that, one. But two, I also want to thank sleep and the ability to get some rest. There's so many health benefits to getting an adequate amount of sleep. I don't remember the last time that I had 8 hours continual 8 hours a night in one setting. So make sure you get some sleep, bro. It's good for the nervous system. It's good for regulation. It's good for overall health, heart health, longevity, life, living. You saw the thing with Donald Glover. Donald Glover was only sleeping. He had a pretty good diet. Like, as far as I know, he didn't do carbs, he didn't do pasta, all that stuff. But still, he still had a stroke, and he still had a hole in his heart. And it's because bro was sleeping for 2 to 3 hours, like his entire prime throughout his 20s and 30s, writing movies, writing TV shows, writing stand-up, singing, rapping, producing, making the beats for his raps. He's doing a lot. So make sure you get some sleep, bro. 100%. These are some of the scriptures that I brought up. I brought up this article when I was looking about struggling with being accepted and looking for human validation when I shouldn't be, as a child of God, as a spiritual person. And here's some of the scriptures that came with it. Psalm 139, verse 13 and 14. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. That's just saying I'm good enough. You created me to be good enough. I am good enough because I'm created in your image, and your image is perfect. Really accepting kind of your spot in the kingdom of, like, yo, I'm God's child, bro. Like, I'm good enough. Regardless if anybody else accepts me, God accepts me. And that's the most important thing. So that's Psalm 139, 13, 14. Ephesians 1 4. For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his light. You were chosen by God and he created the world. So that's another thing. You were created in his image. Romans 10, 11 and 13. As the scripture says, anyone who believes in him will never be put to shame, for there is no difference between the Jew and the Gentile. And the same Lord is the Lord of all and richly blesses all who call on him, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. God is holy and perfect. We're not. God loves his creation so much, he sent his son, Jesus, to live a perfect life and die for our sins. He paid for us to be able to come up to God. When we believe and follow him, we never know shame. God offers the same love and acceptance to all, regardless of who we are or what we've done. Everyone is called, and all who answer receive salvation. You're offered the same love and acceptance as every other person. Romans 15:7. Accept one another then, as just as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God. Jesus Christ has accepted me. How can I worry about what other people think? He's perfect in his wisdom and knows everything, yet loves and accepts me as I am. His view of me matters more than people's opinions. He loves you. Fill in the blank with your name. Jesus Christ has accepted Rashad. Jesus Christ has accepted said viewer. Okay, and 5. Acts 10, 34 and 35. Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. I confess I tend to favor some people other others. I easily snap judgments about individuals, and I know I'm not everyone's first choice, but God's not like men. He doesn't have favorites. He doesn't like someone else better than you. He loves all equally. He sees our hearts and he longs us for a have a relationship with him. Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, nor slave nor free, no male or female, for you are all one in Jesus Christ. So there it is. We are all one. Romans 8:31 through 34. If God is for us, who can be against us? Who will be any charge against whom God has chosen? It is God who justifies. Who then is the one who condemns? No one. Christ Jesus, who died, more than that, who was raised to life and is at the right hand of God, is also interceding for us. Here we go. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient to you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladness about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest upon me. Ephesians 3:17 through 19. And I pray to you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all of the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. And then lastly, Romans 8:35 and then 38 through 39. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall trouble of hardship or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword? No, in all of these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor the powers, neither the death or height, nor anything else in all of creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in our Christ Jesus Lord. So, all of this to say, bro, stop looking for acceptance in others. You are God's child, dog. You know what I'm saying? Stop looking. It's so easy for us to look in this. Here we go. Oscar Breath said Jesus is king. 5 people just joined with me. Y'all see my comment or not? I see your comment, Oscar Breath. I see your comment. So with that being said, we are going from the scripture and the word to the world of politics. So we go from the light back down to the darkness of earth. Anyways, this is Representative Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She made a statement on the Supreme Court's ruling to redraw the lines. They do this a lot of times with Black women politicians. This is something that happens. It happened in Cobb County. I remember with Jerica Richardson. She was on the channel, friend of the channel, Jerica Richardson, a couple years ago. And now it's happening to Jasmine Crockett, where they like redraw the district lines and attempts to get certain people out of office. So here it is with Jasmine Crockett. She said, This was 3 days ago, by the way. While today's decision from the Supreme Court is disappointing, it's not shocking coming from a MAGA influenced court. Here's the bottom line. Texans are now being told to vote under maps that are a panel of 3 federal judges right here in Texas, said to draw on the weekend of voices of the Black, Latino, and minority communities. Those findings still stand. The community simply pressed pause, allowing these maps to be used for the 2026 election cycle while the case continues. Let's be clear. The Supreme Court did not say these maps are fair. They did say these maps are constitutional. They did not undo what the lower court found. All they did was allow maps that the lower court flagged as discriminatory to stay in place for now. To every politician celebrating this decision, let me offer you a word of caution. Oops, don't get too comfortable. Oops. These maps are drawn like political Russian roulette. Slicing districts, tightening margins, and assuming voters wouldn't fight back. When you push district lines this far, you risk losing the very seats that you were locked in. We've already seen this play out. Look at Tennessee. They saw how tight the Tennessee race got. If a so-called quote-unquote safe district can shrink to single digits, nothing is guaranteed. Even Texas Republicans are bowing out of 2026. They see the writing on the wall and know how these maps could turn into a disaster for their own side. So if Republicans think that maps guarantee them power, they're in for a surprise. The final say does not have to belong to Donald Trump, Greg Abbott, or a Supreme Court willing to look the other way. The final say belongs to the people of Texas. When Texans have their say, the results will speak for themselves. So there it is. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over there in the midterms. They say that she's supposed to put her name in ahead of the deadline, and the deadline's coming. And I think the election, it's 2026. It's 2026. It's September 2026. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. But that's just something to look at. Okay, we are going to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, bro. All right. What is this? Oh, boy, this got me. Boy, this got me, man. He said, way to make me mad. So the DJ was playing R. Kelly, and then he cut it off, and then he played some other song. Hold on. So he's playing R. Kelly, and he's recording himself being mad at the DJ playing R. Kelly in person. And then this dude responds, and he says, same. And then he said, Chris Brown's hype man was at my show playing R. Kelly's music, and y'all know I had the most uncomfortable look on my face. This brings up the question for me, where do we draw the line of morality? Because if it's Chris Brown, who one half of the internet has canceled forever, there's nothing Chris Brown could do to come back in their good graces and all that. You know, because obviously starting off with Rihanna, and then the various other relationships. I remember someone else had a order out on him, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look this up before spreading bad propaganda, fake stuff. Hold on, let me see. A timeline of his controversies. He was ordered 1 year of DV, undergo 6 months of community service. The judge. Oh, this was the Rihanna one. Okay, here we go. A complete timeline of Chris Brown's controversies from his 2009 with Rihanna and 2025 arrest. So here we go. All right, so first one was the Rihanna one in 2009. We know about that one. 2010, he's denied a visa to the UK. Oh, that was from Rihanna. Then 2012, he was involved with the fight in New York City. In 2012, he violates his restraining order. And in 2013, he has a clash with Frank Ocean. So there was that. In 2013 as well, his probation was revoked. In 2013, he was arrested for so he was fighting with 2 men. Oh, these sound like a lot of fights. 2013, he enters rehab. Then he was diagnosed as bipolar and PTSD in 2014. And then in 2014, he was kicked out of the treatment facility. In 2014, he was granted early release from jail. In 2014, he pleaded guilty to the fight. 2015, his probation was revoked. 2015, he was banned from Canada. 2015, he hit another dude in a club in Vegas. 2015, he was arrested in the Philippines. He was arrested for what? What, for fraud over the cancellation of his concert in 2014? Okay. 2015, well, that has nothing to do with that. 2015, he canceled his tour. 2016, he was investigated by the police. 2016, he was sued by his ex-manager. That doesn't have anything. What we're trying to see is the multiple women. 2016, he was arrested on another one, and this time, okay, a 9-hour standoff with police in LA after a woman called. Oh, he threatened her. Oh, that was 2016. So here we go. 2017, he punched a photographer. 2017, he was ordered to stay away from Carucci for 5 years. 2018, he was sued by another woman for an alleged essay. 2018, he was charged with possession of a restricted species. What does that mean? Oh, is that when he had the monkey? Yeah, he had the monkey. I kind of don't know why that's up here. 2019, he was detained in Paris. 2021, he was accused of hitting another woman. 2022, he was sued by a woman claiming that he did things to her. 2023, he was sued for fighting a man in the nightclub. 2024, he was ordered to, okay, that has nothing to do with nothing. 2024, for, okay, wait. Oh, so he beat up 4 men backstage. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. 2024, woman accuses of on Diddy's yacht. Okay, that's people who just be saying stuff though. Okay, so all in all, there's at least 2 women that we know of that he had restraining orders against. That had restraining orders against him. That was Carucci and that was Rihanna. So once again, I'm asking, what is the line of morality here? Is it when a man allegedly, strikes and threatens a woman, or is it when a man grooms multiple women and runs kind of like a ring on his own? I don't know. I just think it could be seen as fake outrage. Because if it was true outrage, I feel like you wouldn't be at a Chris Brown concert. Now, Carrie, this guy right here, the original poster, I think this is, I would assume just based off of who's on tour right now, this would be the Brandy and Monica tour that he was making this face at. But in terms of Buddy saying this about a Chris Brown show, I think that's just very picking and choosing morality. I think that's a big thing that goes on now. So there's that. Next is I was shaking my. This is Buddy. He was trying to share the gospel as some woman came up to him and tried to twerk on him while he was trying to give the spread the news. Hey, why are you touching my stuff? So let me change the playback speed. I'll change it to 1.5. So what are you doing? So they're trying to. He's just, Christ is Lord. He's just trying to spread the gospel for anyone who has ears to hear. Anybody, Jesus Christ has come. Jesus Christ loves you. And they're just. So, bro is just spreading the gospel. Do I think the way of spreading the gospel this way is annoying? Yes, but it's just way of spreading the gospel. But the people coming up to him and twerking on him and stuff like that, bro, that's really a real deal of how it be when you try to get your life right. When you try to get your life right, when you're trying to live a pure life for Christ, that's when all the women, get up off me, saying the test comes immediately. When I got baptized, the test came immediately, man. But like this brother, just stay strong, stay focused, keep going, all of the stuff, bro. Just stay locked in, man. You can do it. You can't do that to that man because people have no real values, morals, integrity, are better for themselves. They shift with the wind. Demons that cast you out. It's called SH. Let's start using the correct terms. She don't have anything. 2 things here. They shouldn't be harassing him. He could preach anywhere, but chose a bar after a clear club let out. This is why I despise evangelicals, because they almost chose the wrong crowd for their message. He's trying to reach those people. That's the point of preaching. which makes them the right crowd. What's the point of preaching to already converted people? That's like this gathering and praise of God. Even if it's just one person who had a terrible night and gets the message, enough is enough. The word of God is for every crowd. There are plenty of places to convert people that there isn't this environment, though. This is the crowd that needs to hear God's word. He's very brave. Says who and why would. Dang, why is he so like, goodness gracious? He really like, that's crazy, bro. Move, don't harass, facts. Yeah. It ain't that serious, bro. He like really adamant about this. We are so cooked. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm keep it moving. He was unfairly shamed for rejecting advances. Highlighting. Oh, that's just a little response to what happened in the video. But yeah, man. Props to this man. But this is really how it is in the real world. All kind of things aside. Like people really bothered when you do something. Like as y'all know, many of y'all know, I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. Man, I tell people that they be so offended. And I eat. Don't let me eat something that's like a meat replacement. Oh my goodness, they get so offended, and I'm like, how does this affect you, bro? How does this affect you? Like someone, well, I remember it was in my comments, bro, because I had the y'all remember I had the dang vegan catfish, right? From New Orleans, which I think I might order this week before I head back home for the month for the holidays. And I was like, yeah, it's nice to get a true New Orleans, Louisiana meal. And they said, that ain't no Louisiana meal. What you talking about that are from my city? Don't talk about my state like that again. I was like, bruh, if this ain't no true meal, what city I order it from then? If it ain't no true Louisiana, New Orleans meal. Like just silliness, bruh. Just silliness. When you do the right thing or when you do anything, sometimes people are just bothered by you just existing, by you just being there. And so salute to this man for standing 10 toes, all of that stuff. And we gonna keep it moving, man. We're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it pushing. Keep doing your thing, brother. Keep doing your thing. All right, here we go. Next thing. We're going back to the streamer award. So we're going to the streamer award reactions. And then we're going I don't know if I'm gonna keep going after that or if I'll stop. I'll probably stop after that. And then we'll go to the rest of the day. All right. So with that being said, India Love, she's speaking on her reaction to her running up on stage, having her Kanye moment in the streamer awards.
I want to apologize to QT. QT. What I did, first of all, I appreciate that you inviting me, and there's no excuse for my behavior. It was very distasteful. It was very, like I keep saying, unnecessary. It was my initial emotion response, and that again, I had no business being on that stage. Um, as a person and who I am as a person, and I have to stop disappointing myself by repeating mistakes and keep repeating a cycle that's obviously not good for me. And I watched I watched something that said like your mistakes could either be a coffin or a classroom, and it could either teach you or it could be the thing that takes you under and kills you, or and I'm a work in progress every day, and I have to understand what I did to the Twitch CEO, to just everybody. Just it was just so distasteful, and it is not who I am or what I should have did at all. I know what I have to do moving forward, when it comes to me as a person, what I can and can't do. And
Okay, hold on. I agree with what India Love said on the stage. I also see where the other side is upset because regardless if we like it or not, that was Adapt's moment. Regardless if we felt like Adapt earned it or not. So Yeah, I mean, I have that reaction in my phone to adapt winning, and I'm like, what? And I didn't upload it because it just felt kind of like, I don't know, disparaging to adapt. Like at the end of the day, adapt won, and it's his moment, and you saw how emotional he was and how proud he was of winning that award in the moment. I don't know how you handled that situation, but I think we once again we kind of have to go to kind of Christ likeness, because India is someone who identifies as a child of God. So we have to go back to what the word says, and what the word says is, everything that is pure, everything that is good, those are the things that must come out of our mouth, not the things that are like bad, not the things that are disparaging of others and talking down on folks and things that are unclean out of our mouth. So if we going off of that, if India is trying to change her life, because she said this multiple times, I'm trying to change my life, I'm trying to change my image, I'm trying to live a life that's pleasing to God. She said all of these things before. If she's truly doing that, then she'll go that way. Okay, I'm not going to speak down on Adapt. Instead, I'm gonna just go over to Rakai's table, make sure he's good and tell him, yo, it should have been you or DDG that won. That's kind of crazy that you didn't win. You could have done that without going up on stage and having a viral moment for it. The Kanye moment. But what she said, so it's kind of like a two-way street. I see both sides. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. And I think the reason why India felt that way on the replay is just because of people's reactions on the other side of like, how could you be so selfish and say stuff like that? Here's DDG. He was upset that he wasn't included in the streaming montage for the year.
As you guys do know, I did lose. I went 0 for 2. I spent over $1 million on production on Twitch this year and still lost. 0 for 2 yesterday. I don't know what needed to be done. I don't know how I could have won. And I went 0 for 10 on clips. No Are You My Ball clips. Sick. As you guys do know.
He said 0 for 10 on clips. Yeah, man. DDG literally had people saying my ball, bro. Like I said with Mo in the immediate reaction, like DDG had the culture in the world saying my ball at the time where he was supposed to be canceled. That's pretty remarkable. And then he came back with the Are You My Ball with a great production, high quality cameras, cutting crews, audio. It was even, you could say, better than the actual streamer awards. So I understand his frustration. QT, they have to get in all the big moments, but like Mo and I said, I felt like they were really kind of trying to downplay or keep black creators and black moments and culture moments in one corner and really not fully embracing them, because I think it is something that's new to the platform in terms of the intersection of streaming and culture. And they're still kind of being hesitant to embrace it because of what the other part of the streaming community has said about that community and that sector of streaming. It was something I posted yesterday with the Lareezy song. I forgot what the song was, but it was on his new mixtape, The Free 99. Let me see if I could find it. Shoulda listened to my mama. Shoulda listened to my papa. But now I'm grown. I gotta solve it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna look at it right now. Perspective. It's a song of perspective. And on this one, he's talking about embracing the black woman who twerk and twerk a lot. He said, if that's your way of expressing, if that's your art, then so be it, sister. You my sister at the end of the day. And I thought it was a beautiful thing. I thought it was like just a beautiful thing from him to like say that, because it really addresses the anti-blackness within the black community itself. Like, it's a lot of black people who could look down on. I remember it was some people reacting to what Samaya was saying, and they were speaking down on, let's talk about this side of Twitch. And they were, every time something happens, they like, I hate how Twitch has just become reality TV. I miss when it was just about video games and da da da. And there's this undertone of anti-blackness there. And so instead of looking down on those people, let's embrace those, and not even let over there. I'm gonna create my own. We're gonna create our own. We're gonna have the Black Streamer Awards, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna make sure we celebrate all the Black people that's doing excellent things and understand that they're doing excellent things while they're doing excellent things. So they're flowers, because a lot of times these creators' flowers don't come into the next generation of kids come up on the internet and they say, I grew up watching on Twitch, I grew up watching content, I grew up watching. You get the flowers in real time to know that what you're doing is shifting culture, is shaping culture, and it should be applauded that you know, you kind of did, you're doing great things, you know. Like, once again, it goes back to human acceptance, bro. Like, even though we shouldn't care what others think, we shouldn't care about awards and all of that stuff. Like, there's a part of us that cares to be validated by other people. It's just human nature. That's why you have to remember that Christ has already validated us. And if Jesus has validated us, why do we need anything or anybody else? Here we go, Lola.
Streamer fan openly disrespected Kai Cenat during the Streamer Awards. Not only did she throw shade at Streamer University, she threw shade directly at Kai. And knowing the sensitive history behind the topic of the documentary, a topic that has nothing to do with him, why bring that type of energy into a room meant to celebrate creators? People do not show up to events to be disrespected. And let's be honest, if the roles were reversed, she would have turned it into a whole situation. This is why Kai always preaches, protect your mental health and watch who you talk to. One thing about the Clover Boys, they're loyal, real, and they stand on business. After everything went down, Tylil did what needed to be done and stepped in saying what the entire room was thinking about. If you're going to tell a joke, at least make it funny. And he wasn't wrong. The room felt tense. The subliminals, the awkward jokes, and the unprofessionalism vibe, it showed me something very clearly. All the jokes were disrespectful, and everybody in however opinion. But in my opinion, I feel like what she said to Kai was disrespectful. I feel like what she said to Agent was disrespectful. Like, you have no place to say what you said to them, or what. Like, Streamer University being uneducational, like, so what's the Streamer Awards? They don't talk bad on anybody's project. You don't know what Kai Cenat is going through, or what Kai Cenat has been going through, or what he went through for Streamer University to happen. You don't know what is going on after Mafiathon. You don't know what anybody is going on, what is going on. Just because people stream every single day of their lives, you guys don't know what is going on. And that's the thing. Kai was talking about mental health and how he's been struggling a little bit and how he had to use anime and Death Note, which is him talking about togetherness, which is him bringing the anime and Death Note fans and the video gamers together. These are grown women.
This is Lola just stepping for her people. You know, just like how Tyler was stepping for his people, this is just Lola stepping for her people. Roasting is a part of award shows. Like, the host always just roast the guest. That's just how award shows go. you celebrate some. No. You introduce them by celebrating them. You say, yo, you had a great year. And then you make a joke, and then everybody laughs, and you move on. Sometimes the people like it, sometimes the people don't. How I feel they should have just did it. You should have just got a comedian. Like, I saw someone else say it was a comedian, actually. They said, why not hire a professional comedian? And then, like, Lola eventually says, why not hire an actual just media person or personality, someone who does this on a regular basis to host the show? Instead of just yourself as the founder, you're spreading yourself thin. You open yourself up to be so much more sensitive to particular things. In terms of, like, the person saying Wendy Ortiz is going to win it next year, and you stopping the whole show to acknowledge that one person that they yelled at. And there's plenty of media personalities on Twitch. And there are plenty of comedians on Twitch. So there's not like a shortage of, if you want to keep it all within the streaming community, it's not a shortage of those type of folks. So there you have it. There you have it. The jokes were terrible last night, to be honest.
Streamer fan
I didn't have a problem with necessarily the Diddy joke. It was just more so the way she how delivered it. So she said it, as she said it, she started backing away. And it's like, no, if you're gonna tell a joke like that, stand on it. Stay in his face like you was in his face earlier. That was the first issue I had with it. Second issue I had with it was just an unoriginal joke. The entire month of Mafia Thon 3, people were making Diddy jokes. Like, you're gonna look like Diddy. You look like Diddy. He's like, stop, I don't look like Diddy. No, stop. That was the whole Mafia Thon 3. So why tell a joke that was told the entire month of the that was the issue I had with it. I just thought it was a whack joke because everybody's already told the joke. It was unoriginal, and the delivery of it was whack, and that's how it became whack. Talib was just stepping for his mans. He did that for me in an interview where I interviewed Talib after one of the LBA games, the Little Basketball Association, and with everybody, I was kind of asking them questions in jest because obviously I've covered basketball on a quote unquote serious level throughout my career, and this was something more fun. So I'm recording it. I'm reporting it in a serious tone, but it's still kind of like it's a joke because it's Cassinet. This is funny. And so I'm asking everybody questions. Sharif Cooper's playing along. Pungo's playing along. I asked Talil, how'd you feel about Cassinet performance, man? He said, I thought it was good because, he's not a basketball player. And 15 points, 20 rebounds. I think that's a great performance. And I was like, dang, like he was not playing about Kai. It's just Tylell. He gonna step for his people every single time. It is what it is. And that's what Lola's doing right here. She's just stepping for people. But what the girl did was not fan. It wasn't all the way just something you don't do. Like that's something that people do at award shows. They roast the guests. And that's all she was doing. So it is what it is. It was just not delivered well. A joke, you can only get away with saying offensive things if it's funny. So there you have it.
I'm sorry, QT, love you, girl. I mean, I don't really know you for real to even say that, but it's just like, no hard feelings. Love the Streamer Awards. You did your big one. Production was a little bit off, okay? And, you could have found, a host that was right here, that's experienced, that's in school for journalism, that would never disrespect anybody in the room because it's supposed to be about togetherness. Okay, I'm sorry, QT.
Nah. It's an award show. Award shows, they always joke. I think she just wanted to own the moment. What was it with production, though? She just wanted to own the moment. She low-key spitting. For real. Real stuff, though. Dang true. Someone said, look at her. Lola would have been the perfect host. She would have been perfect. She is really good. They just promoting their little stuff. They like, look at this girl, and they're laughing. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie like it. Yeah, someone said Ben would have been a better choice. Agreed. Ben would have been the guy. I think I would have had Lola at the Black Streamer Awards. I'm gonna have Lola hosting the red carpet and also being kind of the on floor correspondent, and then Ben hosting the whole show at the Black Streamer Awards. That's what I want. Because Ben's a comedian. Ben has the relevance on Twitch. And he just started Twitching. He really represents that new corner of Twitch, of the intersection of Black people and culture and streaming. So yeah. All right, Connie. Connie gotta say something. Connie gotta say something. Connie gotta say something. They say Connie loved. Hey, look. Hey, Asian seen Connie. He said, I heard you was in some beef. And Connie looking like, what you talking about? Nah, Connie love drama, boy.
I think a lot of people said that his response was unprofessional, but bro, let's be real. People will literally say something that's sure, okay, whatever. Whether you think it's fucked up or not, it's about how the person feels about it at the end of the day. You gotta learn that one way or another. Why are people they only care how a person reacts after they finish poking the bear? Right? It's like they poke the bear and then they're shocked that the bear responds. Like I said, I understand it's jokes and things like that, but Kai probably didn't say anything for PR purposes, but you could tell from his face was like, that was a distasteful kind of joke. You know what I mean? That's why I think Ty Lil just kind of stepped in. I don't think his reaction was that crazy. I really don't think that. That's just my opinion, though. You don't have to agree with it. I'm not begging for you to agree with me, but I'm saying it just you have to understand the circumstances. if someone's throwing out a joke like that, expect a joke back. Okay, like shit. I mean, I'm speaking as someone former Twitter troll. That was kind of like my whole thing. You know, that's why I got like very popular on Twitter. You know, you say something, they kind of don't expect you to say anything, and they get shocked that you respond back. Oh my god, you're so fucked up for that. It's like, well, you were just calling me fucking ugly like 2 seconds ago. Why is it that I can't make fun of the way you look? I feel so bad for Fan right now, because I'm pretty sure she was told, because obviously if you've been a part of past streamer awards and things like that, you already know that this has been a thing. Like, they like to make these distasteful jokes about streamers and things like that. Like, it's been like a theme, right? I will say the delivery, I feel so bad because she doesn't deserve it. Like, she's kind of just trying to stick with the script. I feel bad. I do think if they're gonna have someone making jokes like that, they have to have someone that knows how to execute it as well. You know, I'm not gonna go ahead and discredit what Fan did. She did what she did, whatever. I feel like she still doesn't deserve like the hate, because I'm pretty sure she was told to make those jokes. I don't think, because like I said, like I've seen that last year. They did the same thing. What was a sketch? I don't know who it was, like the year before. Like, for example, you know how crazy and different the environment would be if somebody like Drewski was making the jokes like that. And then not only that, when they make a joke back, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if it was someone like Kevin Hart or some shit. You know, someone who's like maybe in the streaming industry, someone who's like who knows how to like execute like these sort of jokes.
She is literally saying everybody except for Ben the Don. She was saying everyone around Ben the Don except for Ben the Don. That was funny. Even her chat is like Ben the Don, Ben the Don. Yeah, nah, Ben, you gonna be hosting the Black Streamer Awards if you accept. You know, I got to get the money together, everything, but you know, we're gonna make that happen for sure. Oh, hold on. I gotta reshare. Reshare. All right, hold on. Where we at with it?
Look, right? So this is what I understand from the streamer awards. This is what I get.
Phantom Troop.
So basically, my logic tells me that they were trying to. I guess it's supposed to be a roast, but I don't think niggas understand that it was. But see, I don't think that was communicated either. So I guess like the audience. I guess it's supposed to be a roast. Like, it's supposed to be that, but it's just a bad comparison. I ain't gonna lie. I think it probably would have been funnier if the documentary the documentary didn't
just come
release, because it's like if a nigga said like a Jeffrey Dahmer joke or some shit, right? Like, it's bad because it's like you go like, for example, me, it was so much shit about Jeffrey Dahmer that I didn't personally know about, right? I just don't know about. You feel me? Respectfully, I don't know, but I know he was a heinous criminal that was bugging the fuck out. So it's like if they saying that Diddy is another one of that be wilding, then it's you get where I'm going with this. It's like it's a crazy, like nobody want to be compared to that, even if it is a joke. So it's L joke, and it might, if anything, it also might be L timing, right? So that's what I thought for me. And then on top of that, it was like niggas ain't going for that too. It's like, if I'm KC, why are you playing with me, gang? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you playing with me? Like, why you feel like why me though? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing too. Like, it's another, feel me? But yeah, that shit backfired. You feel me? Tyler got on that mic. He took this shit, feel me? Respectfully.
That's funny. W Phantom, bro. Phantom just want he's really good at this. The joke wasn't the problem, the timing was. See, there it is. Yeah.
Yo, so look.
But a lot of that stuff can be cured if you just would have hired a comedian for it. All right. Next, someone said this is a good comparison of life.
One day to become a fashion designer and start my own clothing brand. Get the fuck out of here. dreams to not only act but direct and write my own short film and movies.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy hate. That's crazy hate, and this is a clip farm hate too. Crazy clip farm hate, bro. Be the react, not the reactor. Be the one they react to, not the reactor. Huh? I get what they were trying to say, but he didn't say it right. I get that, but Kai does not know anything about fashion to do that. How do you know that? Either way, he will do, and he will have a generational amount of money doing so. Hating makes zero sense, to be honest. Facts. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, because the poor are doing stuff like this. Because the poor are doing stuff like this. He don't even dress himself right. Why you so mad about Kai? People be mad about Kai for no reason. However, Kai, he does need to apologize to the black publicist he threw under the bus and called her a liar, and it affected her business and his back and forth with Aiden Ross. He needs to apologize for that. Speed was like, yo, you need to call me back. You need to answer my phone calls. He said, I've been busy with these dang movies, with all of these other things that I'm doing. But I promise you, I'm going to get back to you, bro. We going to link. And Speed said, all right. So we going to see if that happens. But that's something else. But other than that, bro, like, yeah, I got to get off Kai, bro, for sure.
Also, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
See, look. See, the way she delivered it, she didn't stand there. First of all, she's holding this, and she's already pushing back. She didn't even finish the joke. Uh-oh. Oh, let's see. Uh-oh.
That's pretty strong.
We would have been confused and thought we were
Dude,
related or something.
that was
Me and Doda?
Me and you.
Me and you? So we Asian?
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
dude. I have the other new chat, guys.
Marcus.
I'm not trying to be
I'm
weird or
great.
anything,
How
but
are you? I'm a little
Yeah.
drunk right now.
I actually I told Marcus a joke that I was gonna do with
I'm
Ray and
stealing.
Jota, and he said he's gonna steal it.
redirecting some stuff at the house
I know, now I can't
is like a
do
no. Like,
I just love puzzles over here. Hi, miss. You look so
even if it's not
lovely. I know
funny
I met
or
you
it's
earlier,
cringe
said
or
that,
it's
but
like
you look
you
amazing.
think
I'm
it
glad
hurts
you
somebody or
found your
whatever,
dress.
it doesn't matter.
And
You
I
just
love that
you
your name is so
let it
straightforward.
unroll until later.
I don't know what SQC be talking about. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what he be saying, bro. I be trying to react to him. I don't know what he be saying. I'm not gonna hold you. Same way people say they don't know what's his name be saying, Kai and them, because they just be yelling. I don't be knowing what SQC be saying. It's a cultural thing, I suppose. All right. Here it is. Tulane and JMU better ball because exclamation point. Or what? You gonna beat them up? This has made me so mad, bro, over the past day, dog. They expanded the college playoff from 4 teams to 12 teams. People are still complaining that their team didn't get into the 12. Oh my gosh, dog. Kirk Herbstreit, the 12 best teams in college football. There needs to be if you're gonna have a at-large bid with the group 5, just make sure that they reach a certain criteria. Shut up, bro. Shut up, dog. Excuse me. This is the reality of the situation, gang. Y'all ever heard of something called March Madness? The NCAA men's basketball or women's basketball tournament, one of the biggest events in all of American sports. What happens with that? Why is it March Madness? Because there is a mixture of the best teams in the country and some of the smaller schools in the country that get at-large bids. You get an at-large bid by winning your conference tournament. So you get in automatic bid through your winning your conference tournament as a smaller school at a mid-major at a smaller D1 school, and you get a chance to go up against the big boys. Most time you lose against the big boys, but sometimes you beat the big boys. I mean, you beat the big boys is a big deal, and that's why it's called March Madness. The reason why these smaller football teams or these football teams from smaller conferences, mid-major football teams have a chance as a group of five teams against the Power Four is to give it some type of craziness, this and that, whatever the case might be, right? It's a reason why that happens, bro. Let it be the way it is, bro. Give the group of five something to play for, because you give them nothing to play for at that point. It's like, okay, you just going. The biggest thing you have to look forward to is the Pop-Tarts Bowl. You can get into the Pop-Tarts Bowl. You can get into the Cure Bowl. Shouts out to the Cure Bowl. Shouts out to Orlando, but that's the reality of the situation. You can get into the Tulsa Strudel Bowl. You can get into the Cheetos Bowl. What's the one with you can get into the little Cheez-Its Bowl. Whatever the case might be, right? The reason why this is the thing is to give group of five something to play for beyond something and to create a little something that's not the same thing, bruh. We see the same teams every single year, bruh. That's the reason why y'all wanted, we already have 2-3 SEC teams here. We don't want to do 4 SEC teams. It's the same reason. You're mixing it up. Fresh blood, new chances for upset. Because if they upset, boy, that next game they're gonna play is gonna be the ratings gonna be through the roof, as opposed to the jokers that you expected to play because everybody expected that matchup to happen. You get someone like a Tulane or James Madison winning the first round. Oh my gosh, that's all we're gonna be talking. We're gonna call on them Cinderella. They're gonna be, man, what? America loves an underdog story. Everybody loves an underdog story. Let Tulane and JMU cook. Shouts out to John Sumrall. Let John Sumrall get his last dance with the Green Wave before he go off to the SEC. And then what he does now is no longer going to be amazing or sensational. It's just going to be normal and expected. It is what it is, man. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is the road to 10K subs. If you are new to the channel, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of those things, and follow along because I've been live here on this channel for the past 278 days. Dang. You guys have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good day. Nobody else told you today. I care for you. Please take care of yourselves, and we will see you when we see you, either tonight, tomorrow, or whenever. Peace.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.